I went to camp at Red Rocks, and that was like my favorite because I love Red Rocks, and it was awesome. And I was like super close, and like he like the main like guy like walked out, and he was like talking to his family like right in front of me, and that was so cool. And then I went to the Eras tour, and that was just like so cool, and it was like a production, and it was awesome. And I love Taylor Swift, so very cool for different reasons. But yeah.
Welcome to Social Kick. She's Caroline Bricker. We got a partial crew, a new intro today. I'm Brian Lundquist. He's Dr. John Mullen. And Luke Paddington is still hanging out down in Trinidad, probably sipping rum from a coconut or whatever he's doing. It's not Carnival anymore, but he sure acts like it. So we got the
soca music.
I don't know what it is. Our audience sure didn't like soca music on Instagram. So we got some hate for that one. Caroline, do you even know what soca is?
No clue.
Yeah, Brad, I want to hear you describe it.
I don't even think I.
It's just like carnival music, Caribbean music, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, but he seems to not pick the bangers, and you got to pick the bangers if you're going to have
Obviously.
An audio track.
Got to go for the best.
Come on,
whenever we put one, it's like, who picked this music? What a weird one. It's like, hey, we prevented 50% of these from Luke putting. He wants them on half our reels soca music. I think. Brian and I are stopping it. We're stopping the.
He's trying to curate a vibe.
Listen, I don't know. He's all hyped up with his Caribbean guys, so I respect that. We like the hometowners. Sure. What's been the highlight of your day so far, Caroline?
Oh, the highlight of my day. Oh,
biking to practice,
sitting in the hot tub. The usual. I finished declaring my major today, so that's good. Got that checked off.
Hell yeah, 2 years in. Finally did it. What'd you do?
Yeah, finally did it. Human biology. Yeah.
All right.
Well, there we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, it took me a while. I changed my major like 4 or 5 times when I was in college, and I remember like, you're playing this game of NCAA eligibility where you have to make progress towards your degree. And we kept doing these things where it was like, I would take like 12 hours, one semester and then 12 the next. And then I'd leave some stuff for the summer. And I don't know. I ended up graduating with a full year's worth of extra coursework that didn't count towards my degree. I feel so bad that my parents, by that point I was on scholarship, but at least let's say that some of it was wasted money because I wasn't on scholarship early on. And so that was
sounds like some good David Marsh Auburn eligibility manipulation, right?
Yeah, just moving things on.
Tell the units, let's bring this person in from overseas. Oh yeah, he's good to go.
I absolutely loved my academic counselor. She was the best. It was more like a therapist than an academic counselor anyway. But I remember going to her office and I would sit in there and like at some point I had so many credits toward a Spanish major and then a ton of credits toward building science, which is what I ended up doing. And then she said, these are so different. Like I took biology and it didn't count because I needed physics and building science. I was like, man, I wasted a class on biology. Anyway, so I go, no offense to the human biology major. But so I remember this distinct conversation where I'm sitting in her office and she goes, you've got this path, you've got this other path over here. If you do anything in between, you're fucked. I was like,
just setting up, multiple options.
There you go.
Giving yourself choices.
Giving it to you straight there.
Could not have been more clear.
Life obviously ruined if you pick something else, B. It's over.
What else was on the table for you before the major declaration?
Well, I mean, so I couldn't like actually declare my major until this quarter. So I kind of knew this is what I was going to do. But like with Stanford, it's like all this different stuff. So like I kind of knew what I was doing, but it was just waiting till I like could do it. But that was about it. I was kind of locked in.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, I guess I'm excited to see can you dissect anything as a human bio major?
I don't know. I could take a class and do something with it, but who knows?
John, you're a physical therapist. Did you do any of that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, we had a cadaver lab at USC. One of the reasons I went there. So yeah, good times.
You went there for the cadaver lab?
Well, not every PT program has human dissection. So, when you're like weighing different options, it was like, oh, that sounds like a plus. Learn the human body a little bit more. Yeah. You guys want to hear a fun cadaver story?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you're in groups of 4. And obviously everyone's real nervous the first day, right? You go in there, the formaldehyde is strong, everyone's, a little nervous. Yeah. And I was like, me and my group, it's like, the teacher's giving a spiel about, all right, these are human bodies. You guys are going to get comfortable in here, but make sure you respect them and, be, grateful that they're donating their body for your education and things like that. And they're like, all right, well, pull off your sheet and let's go ahead and begin. And I'm just the youngest in my group. So like, John, you gotta, whip off that sheet. So I whip off that sheet.
Did you do it like a magician?
Falls off, brain falls on the ground.
Oh my God.
2 people in my group run out of the room and they're like, oh yeah, the dental school had it first. So I forgot to tell you there was this weird, root canal and they had to do a craniotomy. But there you guys go. You found that one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like back against the wall.
I would freeze up.
The Last of Us is happening right now. We got zombies coming for me. But yeah, so that was day 1 in the cadaver lab. And
entry by fire. Entry by fire.
For sure. After that, it was smooth sailing. But yeah, some scared people that day.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, B?
Oh, you're looking forward to that now, aren't you, Caroline?
Oh, yeah. Gonna definitely look for those cadaver labs now. Be prepared.
There you go.
Ask if the dental school had it first, for sure.
Exactly. Now you know what to ask, right?
Yeah.
No, I was just imagining you pulling this tablecloth away like it's like you're a magician. Just poof.
No, it was because I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I was like, all right. I shouldn't have done it like that. I don't know if it would have mattered, but yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this will be fine. I'm 22 years old.
Oh, fun times. College.
Fun times.
Oh yeah.
College. We've done it.
We're gonna pivot to some audience questions. Thanks for submitting questions at Social Kick Swim on Instagram if you want to submit questions for our guests. Caroline, we got a few here from the audience for you. First, let's start with JJ Millie asks, what's your favorite country that you visited?
My favorite country that I visited? Oh my goodness. I feel like I was so young when I went to like France and Paris, but like that's like probably my favorite place I've been. I was like 10 and I look back at pictures and I was like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? But it was definitely my favorite place. But I would definitely go back there. But yeah,
that's my favorite. I was there during the Olympics this summer and it was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hard to do Paris the same way again, even though that city has so much going on already. It was like, I don't know how an Olympic destination is going to compete with that. LA will have a really tough time. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. This one's from Violet Zickel. Asks, how do you keep your hair looking so healthy?
Oh my gosh. This is so funny because all of my team is like obsessed with trying to keep our hair healthy. I don't think it's working. I think my hair is so dead right now and it's going to take years to recover from it. But I just throw on all the masks, all the things, always trying to get the chlorine out. I don't know if it's working. I hope it looks like it's working, but it doesn't feel like it.
Do you have a product sponsor? You need a plug right here.
I know. I should. I don't know what I switched too much. I feel like trying new things out.
You got to start sharing that story on TikTok and get yourself a product sponsor. This dying hair of an NCAA champion needs to be replenished.
Is your hair
revitalized?
Is your hair dying too? Tryouts, whatever. I don't know.
All right. Avery Bordash asks, if you could only have one sort of meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Classic question.
Oh my gosh. I love like a burrito because I feel like you can like change a burrito. You can have a breakfast burrito. You can like put different things in a burrito or like a burrito bowl. Like I feel like there's so many varieties to that. And I love a tortilla. So I think I got to go with that.
All right. Yeah. I always have this, like, I put anything in a taco. I feel like a taco can be a breakfast taco.
It's just a vessel.
Dinner taco. Yeah. It's just, that's right. It's just a vessel. But is a wrap a burrito then?
You know what? If I have to eat it for the rest of my life, I'm using it in the broadest sense. A burrito is whatever is wrapped in a tortilla.
I think burrito actually might be the best route to go. So
yeah, very versatile.
we'll be okay with that one. What about this one from your now former coach Greg Meehan? Are you allowed to breathe to your right in freestyle?
Oh my God. I was talking to him this morning and he said I submitted a question. I hope you're excited for it. But no, I'm not allowed to breathe to my right side. Bad things happen when I breathe to my right side. So left side breathing only. But like, I feel like everyone else breathes to the right side. So I feel like I'm just staring at people constantly. But I don't know.
You lock eyes with them?
Yeah, a lot. It's a little bit scary. I don't know. But I've gotten used to it. But my teammates are like, I just feel like you're looking at me. I'm not.
I don't know, John, when you're swimming next to somebody, do you even like notice that they're like, how much are you actually looking? And also I'm curious John, you answer that first and I have a follow-up for Caroline.
You know, my wife would say I lift my head up way too high when I breathe. So I'm looking around quite a bit, but I don't know if I'm ever locking eyes with people to notice like that I'm breathing a certain which way or breathing one way too often.
Yeah. Fair enough. Caroline, how you talked after the 4IM at NCAAs about the race strategy being, in part like putting the blinders on and that being something that, you'd been working on. How many lanes over can you actually see? Because this is like a favorite thing of swim broadcasters to go, she can see her over there.
She's looking that way. She's looking 6 lanes over.
Yeah.
I honestly have no clue how far I can see. Sometimes I think I'm seeing something and then it's just like a splash from someone else. And I don't know what's I feel like I am so like in a chaotic, like brain state when I'm swimming that I don't know. I feel like 2 or 3 lanes over probably is my max, but I also feel like I'm not the most observant person when I'm swimming. So, but
in a 4IM where people are all over the place, right? I mean,
people are all over the place. Or like when I'm doing backstroke and I see the person next to me and they're like arms, I'm like, is that an arm or am I imagining that? I don't know what's happening. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what a season. Gosh, what a rise too. I was actually looking at thinking about your background and gosh, all you needed to do was come down and train at sea level and, here we are. What were you doing up there at high altitude?
The years got me. I don't know.
To your benefit or to your detriment? I don't know. I think it's been a rapid rise. I should summarize and say wow, what great progress you've made, not only the course of the first year, but even into the second year at Stanford, winning an NCAA title, 3 finals. I think. I don't know if people were like picking favorites going into, the IM, but obviously came second to Katie Grimes at ACCs. And I think a lot of eyes were on her. And then, you guys were having an amazing meet at NC's, kicked it off with that killer 800 free relay, which sure got everything going. We talked with Lucy about the 2 medley before that being like pretty amazing and just setting the tone. It was like, Stanford women just had this like tone setting swim after tone setting swim. And I would imagine like being part of that and that like riding the wave and the atmosphere amongst the team is like, that is what fun college swimming is all about. So walk us through like your experience of, championship season this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've always focused, like NC is our like priority. So like going into from ACCs into NCs, I like felt confident, like even though like ACCs wasn't like the best, like I didn't break 4 minutes, whatever, in the 400 IM, but like going into it, I was like so scared for the 8 free relay because that's like, I feel like the Stanford relay like is the 8 free relay. And I had like done 200 freestyles this season before, but like nothing last year. And I was so scared and I was like, I'm leading off. What am I doing? But like, I feel like my, like you said, like the team, like they just like had me. So that was like super nice. And like being on the relay with people who had been on it before, like they like had me. We sat down with Greg the night before, talked about it. So definitely just like felt confident going into that and wanted to set like a good tone. And like that, like watching Kayla finish her last 50, I was like, don't get excited yet. Something might happen. I don't know. I was like holding back, but once she touched, it was like the greatest feeling like ever. And being able to do that, like with my favorite people ever, like by me, that was awesome. And then just like trying to keep it going. Cause like sometimes you start off great and like letting that kind of like overpower everything and like not getting ready for everything else. So I just made sure that I was like getting ready for everything else, like the 2 IM the next day, doing that with like Tori and Lucy was awesome. And then into the 4 IM and Lucy was there still. And then the 2 fly, like I had Lily. So I feel like I always like had one of my teammates with me, which I think really was like the best part of it all, is being with them. So yeah, it was just like riding that momentum and trying to continue to build off of it. And yeah, it was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be at that meet, and like Brian said, that first day, and particularly that 800 free relay was like, oh, all right, Stanford is definitely here. They made their presence well known that they're here. They're going to have a good meet. They're rolling well. And with that relay, I mean, obviously coaches have a tough decision of putting people in different positions, who's leading off, who's anchoring, especially when it's someone that doesn't have as many reps at the event. And personally, I was kind of surprised you were leading off just because I haven't seen you done it. So why do you think they had you lead off? What do you think they saw from you this season, or, you know, going into the meet?
Relay starts.
Yeah, like, oh, she's a 0.99er. We're seeing it all over.
Don't let her. No, I think I went second. I went after Tori at ACCs. And I like talked to like Greg after, and we kind of, when we figured out Tori wasn't going to be on it, it was like, I was like kind of advocated that I wanted to go first, because I felt like that, like, I know how to like be with people at the beginning, and like I know how to do that, and like being able to set that up for like other people, and like not having to think, okay, well, they went in before me and so they're going to be here, and that like finding that out. So I think that's where I was most comfortable, and I think like the other people trusted me to be there and I trusted myself to be there. So I think that like all that played into it.
It's kind of an interesting, like, the looking versus not looking conversation.
Yeah.
I would have expected you to say the opposite, that it's like almost more advantageous for you to like not have a clue where anybody else is, then you just swim your own race, rather than be like in the race and then factoring that in and thinking about it, you know?
Yeah. I think like it's a balance, because like on the first 50, I definitely have to like not look at people. But then after that, I love to race. Like that's like my favorite thing is racing people. Like, so I think being able to like balancing that to like not looking at them until I can, like going to my race strategy until my race strategy is to race, like other people, and not worry about that. So I think like that was the balance of that.
Yeah, and when you're breathing to their side too, and it's like a different team and not your own teammates, is there like a flex to it? You're like, yeah, BIC you know?
I don't even know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just don't even think about who I'm racing next to. It's just a race.
So when is that moment in a 200 free or 400 IM when the strategy is just a race?
Yeah. I think
those ones you got to be patient. Brian and I did the 1500 where we had no patience at all. So yeah. About longer events.
I think for me, at least for the 2 free, it's probably like the third 50 that I start to look at people. And then for the 400 IM, it's like on the breaststroke. Like I can't, if I start looking at people on the backstroke or fly, that's not good. But after that, I think it's like, I can do that. But yeah.
Do you think it'd be helpful if we had some kind of swim technology where you could actually like auto control that, where you truly had blinders on like a horse, and then you could just like hit a button, they release after 2 minutes, or you could like hit something on the turn and then they, okay, now I can see.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be nice, but I feel like it's part of the game to like make yourself not look at people, like, and like seeing them kind of and be like, no, I can't race yet. Like, you know, but
I know, but I often wonder, like, where's the line around like technology being additive or technology taking away from the sport, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. People are creating crazy things. I don't know what's happening out there, but I hear
have you ever put on one of the tech suits from, you know, like 10 years ago or whatever?
No, I have not. I've seen them, but I've never tried to put one on. They're crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, but that would be one where you're like, technology, whoa, this is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm also like not like a technology girl, so I don't really like, everything's going to surprise me a little bit.
Come on, your Instagram tells me otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's talk about some of the training. Like, what are some of the things that, you know, when you make big progress, there's a lot of milestones along the way, a lot of like, I would imagine, in training, you're getting these signals, you're progressing through sets and paces, and, you're able to see that more frequently than even your results end up reflecting later. What are some of the things that you've learned about yourself? What are some of the areas that you've developed in your ability and training that's like converted to the race results?
Yeah. I think this year compared to like my freshman year, I just got a lot better at training and being able to go in like day after day and like push myself harder. And like, it's not like I was like trying more. It's just like, I felt like I was like talking to my dad in the middle of the year and I was like, I just feel like I've leveled up in my training and I don't know how it happened, but I'm like, keep doing something, what I'm doing. I don't know how it happened. But yeah, I think just like I becoming more in tune with like my swimming and like knowing what's happening. And then I just like, yeah, going into like days and just like 4 a.m. day is like my favorite day of the week, and racing like people and like kind of knowing what those times actually meant compared to like what I want to be going rather than like having no clue. Yeah, I think just like training, it was like really fun. And I kind of like felt this like ability that I could maybe possibly win. And like I feel like the hardest part of that was kind of accepting that, because I feel like sometimes it's scary to like be like, I can win this. But like I like didn't say it to anyone, but I like called my dad one day and I was like, I think I can win this. I'm gonna try and win it. And I didn't say it to anyone. I was too scared other than that. And like, but so I don't know. It's just something changed this year in my training, but I'm gonna try and keep it going, I guess.
When did you tell your dad that? And also, I was going to ask you, if someone would have told you, like, hey, you're going to win 2 national titles coming in the year, what would you have said? But it sounds like the wheels got in motion at some point during the year.
It was like probably 2 weeks before NCAAs that I said that to him. It was like very late into the game. I was like, just like, yeah. But if someone told me that going into the year, I'd be like, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. Yeah. Maybe I can break 4 minutes. I don't know about that. That's the goal. That would even be crazy. 200 freestyle. Who put me in freestyle? No. So, but yeah, it's crazy how much can change in a year.
So what was going on in practices 2 weeks out when you were building that confidence? Because, we didn't really get into it with Lucy, but God, your IM group and your middle distance group, I mean, there had to be some awesome practices and workouts and competition at Stanford this past year.
Oh yeah. It was like so funny. Every like Thursday is our like 4 a.m. day, and it'd be like me, Lucy, and Tori all on the line. It's just like every week, it's just like a dogfight. Like who's gonna like do it? And then like at the end of it, like the practices, we'd always do like a hard freestyle effort, like longer, whatever it was. Like it changed throughout the year, but it was always a hard freestyle effort. And it's like we're all dead by that point, but it's like who wants it more? Like all this. And so yeah, it was kind of just like knowing that I like if I can like race like such amazing people that I'm surrounded by every day, like I can do it kind of, and like not letting myself think about NCs until like we were that close to like being able to like move on to NCAAs from ACCs and stuff.
Yeah. Did you maintain that same confidence from the conversation with your dad all the way to behind the blocks for the final?
No. It was so the day of the 400 IM, I think the 400, like I get nervous before racing, but I think the 400 IM like is the like a very, very different kind of nervous. And it's like, I went up to Kim Williams, like our assistant coach before it. And I was like, Kim, I'm going to throw up right now. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how to swim a 400, like all that, like the pre-race anxiety kind of stuff. And she like was like, you're fine. Like you're a good swimmer. Like you are one of the best in the field, like in this field tonight. And like, you got it. And like Greg had to tell me the same thing later that day. So it was just like talking to them. And like, sometimes you have that doubt in yourself, but I have so much trust in them and what they're telling me that like, if they're telling me that like, I can do it, like I believed I can do it because of that, like trust in that relationship that we've built.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Having those like kinds of people and knowing who to go to be able to bring you back in line is like a huge component of it, because you can train as well as you want to, but there's a totally different feeling in it when you're like, when the nerves start to set in. So, are there any other like teammates or rituals or things you come back to that are like helpful to center you, to get you mentally like in the right space that you've picked up? Or is this like is it something that you're exploring?
I don't know if I have any like rituals. I'm not a very like superstitious, ritualistic kind of person. I just kind of do like what feels right in the moment. I think I like to like surround myself with the people in my events though. Like I like to be with like Lucy, the whole me. I like to be with Tori on the days that we're together, or like whoever I'm with, like Emily Thompson and I, like we swim the same events. So I'm like constantly with her. And I think just like being around people that are like in the same position as me is just like what I typically do, but like no like rituals or anything.
You guys like eating the same breakfast together on 200 IM day? You're eating Tori's breakfast on
every day burrito. B, come on now.
Everyday burrito. Oh my gosh! If I had a burrito every day to swim meet, I don't know what I would do. Not be good.
There's your Chipotle sponsor right there. They're ready.
I know Chipotle. Hit me up.
What would the dream sponsor be? We've got split ends and damaged hair that needs some attention. Yeah. What else? What else can you get?
Split ends. Some I don't know. Awala. We have our Awalas, water bottles. Love those. Our whole team. All right. Dream sponsor. Clothes wise, I feel like. I don't know. You can't go wrong with like Lululemon or something.
What about Aviator Nation?
I'm wearing Aviator Nation right now.
That's right.
So honestly, most comfortable sweatshirt ever. So maybe I'd go with Aviator Nation.
Nice plug. There it is. Yeah. you gotta offset. Get that stuff for free. Maximize. Capitalize. Yeah. What are some of the things that like you like the most about being in college and being at Stanford? Like how much have you changed as a person in the last couple of years? And is there anything that's kind of like surprised you or challenges that you've had to figure out on that path besides figuring out how to declare the major?
I think like my favorite thing about like here, it's like the people. I don't know. Like I feel like I say that a lot, but like that truly is like my favorite thing. Like we'll be like biking together back from places, and like once I like leave everyone, I'm like I just feel so like filled with gratitude for them, and like them like knowing kind of what I need when I need it, like without like me saying it, kind of like thing. And just like the place, like I don't think you can beat Palo Alto and Stanford. Like it's so pretty. Like every time we leave for like a travel meet, come back, like we'll be driving down Palm Drive, like looking at Main Quad, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is beautiful. And like I forget it a lot. And yeah, I think the adjustments I've had to make is like school wise, like the quarter system is definitely so different than anything I'm used to. Like it's so fast and like over so quickly. I don't know. I feel like, struggles. I think just like the average adjustment period struggles, but I also feel like I was like so surrounded by people that like my transition was pretty easy for me and like kind of stuff. But yeah.
Hell yeah. What about bikes and scooters? You ever seen any mishaps on campus and,
oh my
and those
God.
things? How's your biking ability, and who's the worst on the team?
They're gonna get mad at me if I say it, but there is one. But I feel like there's a lot of crashes. Luckily, I knock on wood, I haven't been in a bike crash, but people don't know how to use roundabouts, don't know how to go around those. But yeah, so I haven't been in one. I feel like my biking abilities are pretty good. There's some people on the team who are questionable. I think they get distracted, but I feel like I should hold that to myself. I think they'll get mad at me. They know who I am. You know what? The freshmen, I feel like there's a few freshmen, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They still got some time to get better at biking.
You got to coach them up. You got to take them out. One day we just skip regular swim practice. They show up to the pool thinking that they're going to swim, and instead put your clothes back on, get on your scooters. We're going out and we're doing roundabout practice.
Curbs 101 today, kids. Let's go through the hard stuff.
It's going to be a flash mob at the roundabout, and you're going to hold up campus. And just going around and around and around and around.
Throwing some people walking in there, some obstacles to dodge,
Yeah, box them out, They're not welcome. Yeah. This is Stanford women's swimming. Dominate. That's a way to get everybody to come to your meet, is have a little scooter rally before the meet. And then, just like an hour before the meet, get everybody riled up and then come over to the pool. We're ready to go.
Over to the pool. I know.
It's
we
racing
need to
season.
Find a way to get some people there.
Yeah, how's the turnout for your meets anyway?
I feel like I don't really look up in the stands, but I feel like sometimes there's like more people than others, but it's usually not like a big turnout. But it'd be fun if it was. Like water polo games, there's such a big turnout but I would love to see that at a swim meet. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we talked with Greg, he was mainly saying, "Oh, we're gonna, see how things go this year with, the dual meets, and if we're gonna try to get more people to the dual meets and try to pump it up more." But I don't know. I feel like other programs, like high level, high programs, are trying to do more to get people at the dual meets. So
yeah,
I guess, is that something you'd like to see at Stanford?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see more people show up. I think it's hard because I feel like a lot of our dual meets end up being in like the pouring rain and it's kind of cold because it's like winter. But like, I feel like we could pull some strings and try and get more people there. Yeah.
You're a beautiful
people
Palo
like
Alto.
Yeah. People were at the NFL draft in Lambeau Field in Green Bay. People are out there getting frostbite going to football
You're right.
games.
You're right. People will do
Alto.
it.
Oh,
yeah,
it's 60 degrees.
Get it together.
Oh my God.
It's 60 degrees and there's a drizzle and
overcast. We can't leave the house. Oh no.
I feel like it should be a standard thing for athletics to support having the band there at every athletic competition on campus. Why is that not a standard thing?
I don't know. I mean, they come to like random things. Like they were at one water polo game, but they don't come to others. I don't know. I feel like I need to make some connections on the band and be like, hey, pull up and get them.
Yeah,
maybe that would get people
That'd
there.
be awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
or join the band. Anyone can join the band.
Really?
Yeah, at Stanford. Anyone can join the band. Yeah, that's why it's a silly time, but it's
special
good.
band.
I didn't
it's
know
a special group.
Did you?
The band at a meet is cool though.
No, it is cool.
Yeah. All right, back to what instruments can you do? Let's hear your human skills.
I played piano briefly growing up. Can't do it anymore. Have no skills left. It was like for like a year or two, and then I played the trumpet in band. Didn't like it.
Right.
So I'm like, I feel like it'd be so cool to be able to like sit down at a piano and like play it or like pick up a guitar, but I don't have those musical skills.
I'm in a similar boat. I played, like 3 years of piano lessons, but I don't really know any songs now. I've got a guitar that never gets played hardly. But you could join the Stanford band, and that would be.
I could hit a triangle, play something. I don't know.
You could. Yeah. That's right. Play the maracas.
Yeah, just stand there every once in a while, just hit it.
Yeah, that's right. More cowbell.
Cowbell.
Cowbell. Yeah.
You could be the one in the stands, like trumpeting or like playing the bugle to call the rest of the band members over to rally for the swim meet.
If I just start playing the trumpet, maybe it's like a call and they'll like all show up or something. I don't know. I'll try it out. Yeah.
I think this is a good idea. And also, if there's a band playing on campus, people are going to be like, what's going on over there? Oh, no way.
Yeah.
We have a women's swim team? Hell yeah. Like, well,
yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, man. So let's think about like what's next. What do you take away from what's, your progress so far as you look ahead to long course season and, whatever's coming next? Do you even think about that? Are you a goal setter? Do you keep it close to the chest and it's kind of like, just take it one day as it comes?
I mean, I definitely want to keep the momentum going from short course season into long course season. I haven't done my first long course meet yet. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale next week for that. So I think, I think going off this year and kind of how I felt after trials last year, I feel like there's like a lot in store for me long course. I don't know quite what that looks like yet. So I, just want to see what I can do. I don't know if I have a like specific goal set for right now, but I definitely want to like work towards setting more goals as I get closer to like the team trials or whatever it is this year. But yeah.
Obviously great season this year in the short course pool or the short pool. Would you though consider yourself better as a short course swimmer than a long course swimmer?
I would not say that underwaters are my strength. So I think that's like an exciting thing looking at long course is like knowing that I like can like do swimming just as well as my underwaters. But I don't think I consider myself swimming, like a short course specialist to do swimming.
I think she does swimming real good. She does it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
any other things to work on, to make that transfer a little bit more, like types of training or sets that you're like, okay, I think I need to maybe do a little bit more of this now after what I learned this short course season?
Yeah. I think kind of just transitioning like all the short course practices I did now into long course, like doing my 2 fly days, like long course instead of short course, doing 4IM long course instead of short course. I think just continuing what I've been doing, but just transitioning that to long course. And I think like, as I've been doing it, I like feel like it's like I love doing long course. So that's promising. Like doing like my flag training long course is so fun. So I don't know, but yeah, just transitioning everything I've done into a new setting.
I just feel like said no one ever. I love doing the fly training long course. It's so good. No, I mean, I get it because you get into the rhythm of it a bit.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Now it's like
the walls don't disrupt me.
Right. You got to think that way, B. You got to think that way.
You gotta. We're talking. 200s and 400s here. As a sprinter, I wouldn't think that way because I think that. Like I wouldn't want to train butterfly long course. I want to keep that pop that comes from short course. So I think like the sprinters may have a different sort of, kind of mentality around it. But speaking of that, what do we think about 50s in the Olympics? Pro or are we against it? Love it or hate it?
I'm not a 50 swimmer, so it doesn't like I'm going to say pro because my roommate, Lucy Thomas, is a phenomenal 50 breaststroke swimmer. So I'm going to go pro for her, but I don't really have an opinion otherwise on it. I think it's cool. I think sprints are cool, but they're exciting. I wouldn't say like I love swimming my longer events, but I don't know if they're as exciting as a 50 freestyle. Like you don't know what's happening. And then all of a sudden someone wins that you didn't expect in a 50. So I think they're really fun, and hopefully they draw on like more attention and whatever. But yeah, I don't really know if I have that strong of an opinion. So I'll go pro for her.
Yeah. I think Bruno Fratis told us anything over a 200, send them to open water. What do you think of people that have that opinion?
No, I cannot do open water. Give me my black line. No. But I think 4IM is honestly so fun to watch. Like I do it, but whenever I don't do it, it's like I really enjoy watching it. Like watching Lucy Bell's like trials 400 IM. It was so exciting. So I think if you're like, I don't know, have fun. Just in a different way.
What if you changed up like the structure of the sport a bit and there was like a knockout style IM where like if you were in last at each lap or maybe every 50 you get eliminated from the race. So you have to
I don't know if that would I would be anti that because I feel like I think
you're a good flyer.
You're a great
but,
for you.
Okay, I agree that but I think at NCs like Lucy Bell and I were like 7th and 8th going to like the last 50 or something. So I don't think that'd be great for we ended up like moving up, but I don't think that that would benefit me. So I'm gonna go anti that.
Speaking of, do we want to see people eating it at the end of 4IMs? I mean, that's just gonna result in everyone just.
Everyone would eat it. You get to the freestyle, you'd see some horrendous splits because people would be going out on like 50s in the fly or whatever, and they'd go.
Yeah. Which I kind of am intrigued. I'm not doing it.
I would do it once. I would do it once, and then I'd say no more of that. I think it'd be the most painful experience I've had in my entire life.
Yeah, so you're going out to 50 in the 4IM. Can't wait to see it.
Great.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to watch right now.
Oh, this is great. And then there's like some kind of handicap once everybody gets their lactate reading at the end of the race.
Yeah.
And if your lactate isn't high enough, maybe you don't get as much credit, but you get extra credit if you have the highest lactate reading.
If you have the highest lactate, yeah. Crashes to the hardest.
I think it's the way to do it.
Yeah, what else could we do? Changing the race structure. Are you opposed to changing the IM order at all? Would you like to have fly last, or if you could pick an order, what would you pick? For
that would be.
Order?
I think that you would see crash and burn there. I am pro fly first, but I think people would stop doing IM if fly wasn't first. But I think it'd be really funny if it was last and people had to do like free back breast fly. I think that'd be the worst.
I think the same thing about triathlon is the swim is always first. And so it's like swim, bike, run. And I always I would love to have the swim last. That would be so great. But there's quite a liability.
People would not be. Yeah.
People already die in those races, and now, more of them would die, which is like, we always talk about like dying in a swimming race, and then you like actually die. It's like, oh, it's a little.
Think of all the calf cramps.
We didn't have to take it there.
Getting in the pool after a bike and run, all the calf cramps from all the runners and cyclists they'd be dying.
Oh, yeah. Just like grabbing your like leg and then just going down, and then
carrying gels with you and everything. Yeah. Do you take any gels in practice?
No, I don't.
Do you eat anything?
She's burritos, man. She doesn't need a gel. She has a burrito before she gets in.
Burritos on deck.
Oh my God. That would end so poorly. They'd have to close the pool after that one. People would just be throwing up. But no, I don't really eat anything.
I've lived in this before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've eaten a king size, like a foot long sub sandwich, and then gone straight to practice and sprinted until I puked. I know what that's like. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. What's something that you're looking forward to for the next like 2 years in general? Could be life, could be swimming.
Yeah. Something I'm looking forward to in the next 2 years. I think like life-wise, just like I don't think this far in advance very much. I like to stay present, but okay, swimming wise, I'm just looking forward to seeing what I can like do, and I love training for the next 2 years and seeing what happens, and like meeting the new freshmen and the incoming freshmen. I think it's so fun when they like first come in and like they're learning everything, so I'm excited for that. Excited to just I think it'll be so fun to like be more of a like one of the upperclassmen on the team, and like knowing what's going on, because I feel like my freshman year I did not know what was going on. Like this year I know a little bit more what's going on, but just a little bit. I don't know if I know that much. But yeah, like being in a more like leader role as I progress, I think it'll be more fun. But yeah.
When we were talking with Lucy, obviously we talked about Greg moving on, and that a lot of the athletes are being interviewed for, hey, what do you want in a head coach? What did you, I guess you did those interviews as well. What did you respond with, and what do you think is crucial for a coach that's coming into Stanford?
Yeah, I actually have a meeting right after this with the group who's like helping. Prep. So, I think it's going to be hard. Like, I think we're not going to find like Greg 2.0, whatever, but, finding someone who can continue to like contribute and like add to our culture, because I think it's like what we have is so special, and like how close we are. I don't think you'll find like other places. So someone that continues to contribute to that and like adds to it, and then also like someone who like will obviously help us like next year continue to improve and like move up. So I think that's what a lot of us are continuing to like look for. But yeah, so.
All right. Well, I'm here to break the news.
Pieces in play.
I'm here to break the news. Brian mentioned that he's now in Palo Alto. He is now the new Stanford women's coach.
New Stanford women head coach.
You ready, B? It's breaking news to him too.
I'm getting a phone call from Greg, and he said that he has officially nominated me to be the ambassador for social kicking on deck at Stanford next year. So it's great.
Well, you start tomorrow, so God, get ready.
Great. There's going to be social kicking every day for all of practice. That's all we're going to do.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
20 minutes of hot tub, right into social
20
kick.
minutes hot tub, social kick for an hour.
Then 400 IM going out in a 50-point 100 fly. That's the practice.
Of course, from the blocks. That's all. Suit up after your 40 minutes social kick, get on the blocks, go. And then end it with another 20 minutes of social kick. Yeah, bring him back.
you got to bookend it with a social kick, but actually, I have seen the power towers on deck at Stanford, and I haven't used them yet, and I don't know if I'm allowed to as a master swimmer. But talk to us about your use of as 4IM group using any of the power. you guys doing any of that stuff? And we also want to shout out and thank Destro Machines, partner of Social Kick. If you need a power tower, make sure that you go to them. But what are you guys doing with those? Because I want to use them as a master swimmer. Don't know if I'm allowed, but I need to get some approval.
Yeah, you should talk to Tim about that. Talk to Tim. But we use the power towers on, well, I don't use them on Monday night, but because I'm in 500 free group, but other people use it on Monday nights. And then I use it on Friday nights for like 200 base work. So like doing flying breaststroke stuff. So I'm definitely using them less than other people, but yeah, they're fun. I like them, but I only get to use them on occasion. So I savor it when I get to.
See, I feel like we got to increase the ability to do this. Who's running workouts right now? I feel like, right after NCAAs, it's kind of like self-guided. You kind of do your own thing. And Lucy was saying, hell yeah, we're taking advantage of doing some Social Kick right now, which should be all year, of course. But earlier you said you talked to Greg. So like, are things everybody still around, transition, not yet happening?
Right now, it's this week, all three of our coaches are on deck. And then obviously, I think Greg's last day is today. And then it's been like Kim and Katie a lot. So the transition between that, but yeah, so I think it'll continue to be Kim and Katie for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
Is there a roast of Greg happening?
Yeah, let's hear it. I think really this is where we got to start it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
What's the first thing you'd say? Hey, Greg's gone. You can say anything about him now. What's something to give him a hard time as he transitions to whatever duplicate role him and Yuri have at USA Swimming?
Oh my
it's like
gosh,
you guys are trading locations,
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, so I'm sure my parents are gonna like pester him to go to dinner with him or something when they're out there. But
that's a roast enough right there.
Yeah. Have fun dealing with my parents. Yeah. Oh no, but I don't know what I would say. I feel like I'm still in the state of just like thinking about all the great things about Greg and how awesome he is. So I don't know, maybe in a little bit I can roast him, but right now it's just like, he's an amazing person. So he'll be missed, but yeah.
You're like, Greg, I am bilateral breathing all day, every day now.
I'm going to start breathing to my right.
Boom, all day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Well, we wish him well, but life in Colorado, it ain't no Palo Alto. I'm sorry to say. Maybe he's pretty outdoorsy. But are you outdoorsy? You get out in the mountains?
Yeah, I love being outdoors. It's like, that's why I love it here, because I'm just like, whenever I'm like stressed or like whatever is happening in my life, I'm just like, outside. And that's why I love swimming outside. It's just like being outside improves my mood like 30%. Like I was saying to someone, like, it's spring quarter. No matter how stressed I am, it can't be that bad because it's spring and I can be outside all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope though, because once you start swimming outside and you get used to doing it all the time, then you never want to go back.
No, you don't. When I go back for like winter, it's just like, indoors.
I know we just give John shit about that the whole time we're in Seattle for NCAAs. Like, sorry, man, that sucks.
I'm transparent now. I definitely lost all tan. It is. Yeah. It's no good. No good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It might be better than the cap and goggle tan. I'm like lathering on sunscreen, and I feel like the sun's still like making me have like a line on my forehead. So you win some.
What's worse? What's worse, the cap or the goggle portion of a tan?
I feel like my cap like moves so much that it's like a gradient, so you can't really see it. But I feel like the goggle tan can get really bad. I've been trying so hard to be good with my sunscreen, but like I also wear like the like thick band one, so it's just like a white line coming from my eyes most of the time. So I feel like that part is worse. Yeah.
So you won NCAAs as we discussed, and one thing I'm always intrigued about is like NILs and sponsors and things like that. So does winning NCs change anything, or it's still like all on you to kind of like be the one pushing and reaching out and like bringing awareness like, hey, I'm pretty good. I won NCs. Just give me whatever shampoo and sunscreen deals already, something. People. Yeah. So is that kind of how it is? Like you still have to do all the legwork if you want to do that?
Yeah. At least for me, I haven't like gotten anything, but like as you probably know, I'm not the best with the Instagram or reaching out kind of thing. I'm not really on social media presence, but I think it's more on me. But yeah, we'll see if I can cook something up. I don't know if I will, but yeah.
I guess I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit surprised that there might not be like school resources to help out with that, or and not
Mm-hmm.
even just to help educate on what to do,
Mm-hmm.
but to help be like a proponent for, an advocate for, a tied
Yeah.
in sports agent of
Oh
sorts,
yeah, yeah.
like to help create those contacts, basically do PR for the swim team,
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they
Yeah.
take like a 10% cutback that goes straight to, like new equipment that's needed on deck
Hmm.
or something. But
Yeah.
I mean, that would be awesome to have people being like, whoa, yeah, this is great to help us, like, market the program,
Mm-hmm.
help get the band to the dual meets, any other thing that's gonna drive awareness, but also I think
Yeah.
like extending the careers of anybody who wants to
Yeah.
do that. If you can't think,
Of
if you don't
course.
think, a year or two ahead, like that's cool, but might as well like maximize what you've got the chance to. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah. We'll
onto
see.
something there. Because it's like, and I don't think Stanford women's swim team has to worry about like people transferring out because it's such a good
Mm-hmm.
program. But it's like, hey, we see with Cal Poly, we need to be making money for the team. We
Yeah.
don't want our good athletes to get a better deal somewhere else. And maybe this is more of like, football, basketball talk, but nonetheless, I think it impacts all the other sports to some degree. So if, like you said, there's
Mm-hmm.
in-house people doing it for all the sports and maybe the schools take a little bit of a cut, there's more money back into the sporting programs and hopefully comes down to the non-money sports.
Yeah. I mean, I think that things are definitely like changing and being put in place, but it's just like it's happening so fast, and especially like with the Cal Poly situation. I think things are trying to be changed. I don't know how that's happening yet, but yeah, hopefully things get put together for that.
I don't know. They got a giant hole to dig out of, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that one goes.
Stanford's got what, $10 trillion in endowments, so those are other
big
school
deal.
problems, right? Other school problems.
Ever heard of it?
Heard of it? Have you heard of Avery?
Who is Avery anyway? All right, Caroline, we got some rapid fire, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
What's the hardest race in swimming?
Oh, I'm trying to be rapid. I feel like I know, I'm sorry. I have like 30 different answers for 4 million different reasons.
There's 30 events.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go 200 backstroke.
All right, Olympic gold or world record?
My God, I'm trying to be rapid. World record.
Do you pee in the pool?
Do I? Sure, yeah. Why not?
3. You get to keep 3 apps on your phone. All the rest of them need to get deleted. Which 3 are you keeping?
FaceTime. TikTok for my scrolling, and
Not to share.
messages. I feel like I'm not on my phone.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I have to keep Block Blast. It's my new game. I love games, so I got to keep Block Blast. No messages. People can call me if they need to get contact with me.
That's right.
You're not going to get bored of the game? Come on, isn't there going to be like a saturation?
No, I will. You're right. I probably will get bored of the game. I'll get bored of it and move on to something
I know
else,
what this
but for right now,
amateurish game is. Come on.
Yeah, that and burritos for the rest of your life.
It's like what's the Tetris?
Asteroids,
but it's not.
that's what I'm imagining. Oh, no. Tetris.
Yeah, different version of Tetris.
Yeah, did you hear the news in the last year? Somebody actually finally beat Tetris, the whole game.
What? No, I did not hear that.
It is big news in the gaming world, or in regular world. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert I've ever been to? A tie for different reasons. I think camp. I went to camp at Red Rocks, and that was like my favorite because I love Red Rocks, and it was awesome, and I was like super close. And like he the main guy walked out, and he was like talking to his family like right in front of me, and that was so cool. And then I went to the Eras tour, and that was just like so cool, and it was like a production, and it was awesome. And I love Taylor Swift, so very cool for different reasons. But yeah,
where'd you go to the Eras tour?
Mile High Stadium.
Hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah, how much were those tickets?
I have no clue. I was supposed to go with my sister, and she dealt with it all, and I wasn't even planning on going. And then my cousins had extra tickets, and they're like, we got these tickets with our friends, but you can buy our tickets from us. So we did, and then my sister backed out because she was going somewhere. So I went with my mom, which was actually really fun. But
oh yeah. All right, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, mom-daughter moment's cool. What's the hardest set you've ever done?
Oh my gosh. I was thinking about this because I know like that this is like a common question. And I have to say, I don't remember any sets that I've like ever done. Like I like I don't know if I blocked them out or like what, but like in the moment I'm like, oh, this is really hard. I'm going to remember this. No clue. Have no, like if I think back to this morning, I can kind of think what I did, but I like don't really know. So I feel like that's how I keep stay happy. Yeah.
I think
how
there's
does
a lot
Stanford
of people
have
that...
all these smart people, but none of them can remember a freaking set?
Some people do.
Women we talked to remember.
Really? Okay, I feel like
Lucy.
Okay,
no.
Lucy Bell and I are both very similar in that way. I think you talk to like other people, like
Aurora. No,
like if you talk to,
she's like, oh, I don't know.
Aurora doesn't know.
That's what she said. She's like, oh, I just do 20,000. I don't know. Can't keep track of it all.
Yeah, she just is swimming a lot. That's true. But if you ask, like, I feel like there's other people. Some people are very detail oriented, so they would know. Like, if you ask like Emily Thompson or like Lily Norman, they'd know. They'll be like, hey, Caroline, you remember this set we did a year ago today? And I'm like, no. I don't remember what we did last week to like at this time.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Y'all still dealing with your trauma? I've dealt with it. Okay, it's been the past.
I'm good by dinner afterwards. Yeah.
Speaking of some of those teammates, what's the most annoying thing that a teammate can do?
Most annoying thing a teammate can do? Oof.
Pet peeves.
Fall off a scooter before conferences, something like that would be annoying.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah, that getting injured before. I don't know. I feel like just like dealt with it more in club, but like people complaining. Like I feel like people don't complain here, but I feel like that's my pet peeve. Like haven't really dealt with it like since coming to college, but like I think that's the most annoying thing to deal with.
It gets better in college. It's not welcome in college.
Oh yeah,
not in the top programs.
In college, you've chosen you're choosing to be here. Like it's all around
that's
people
right.
like you. So
get that complaining out of here. All right, last one. How much social kick are we doing? How much did we do this week?
This week? Oh, we did so much this week. It was fantastic.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
about. This morning, Friday mornings, we do the least amount of social kick, and it's with fins. It's only 200 at the beginning of practice, plus whatever you do at the end. I know. My favorite days are when we get like a 300 or 400 maybe of social kick. That's a great day. I love it. And then at the end, like a 200, 300 more. I'm a big social kick proponent. Sometimes I think, on like what morning? Wednesday morning, it was breaststroke group, so it's just Lucy Thomas and I weren't kicking, and we were doing our 300 social kick, and I'm like, you think we could get away with doing another 100 social kick? And I don't know, like Greg has some like sixth sense. He's like, I know you two are thinking about trying to get away with another 100 kick right now, and I whispered it. So I don't know what was happening, but my dreams were kind of crushed right there. No more social kick.
Don't you know the sound carries that much better over water?
I was whispering. I swear he didn't hear it. I was like, let's just do another.
Does that really count as breaststroke group? You and one other person? I feel like that's a swimming thing where it's like, oh, this is my group, and it's like it's really just you and one person.
It's really You know what? It's so fun. I love it. And we have Kim, who was like in breaststroke group when she was here, so it's like three of us.
You're bringing in coaches now. Group. Oh yeah, they're part of the group.
Yeah, she's part of the group. Love Kim. Yeah.
Caroline, you're welcome back anytime. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Yeah. Keep on the social kick train. Be a proponent. We need advocates going worldwide. That's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. That's it for this episode, and we'll see you guys next time. Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this episode of Social Kick and you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. And we love talking swimming, and we'd love to talk about swimming with you. So leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time.